Hello friends, welcome back to my AI ML series. Myself Arnab Kundu. In my previous video, I explored random forest classification model, and today I will move on support vector machine, in short SVM. Right? SVM is a supervised machine learning algorithm that can be used for both classification and regression. In this video, I will focus on classification, right? The key idea behind SVM is simple. It tries to find out the best separating boundary called hyperplane between different classes, right? If the data is not linearly separable, it uses something is called kernel trick that allows it to draw curved boundary and separate complex data efficiently, right? For SVM classification, today I will use breast cancer dataset which are generated from 569 patients breast tumor biopsy report, right? This dataset was created by Dr. William Ulberg, and the dataset was collected in the period 1980 to 1990. Okay, and also in this video I will discuss PCA, principal component analysis, is a dimensionality reduction technique. Okay, so go to the computer screen, step by step inside my Google Colab workspace. I will discuss today's problem elaborately. So let's dive in. Hello friends, welcome to my channel Technical Arquen. Myself Arnab Kundu. In this video, I will discuss support vector machine, in short SVM, right? SVM is a powerful supervised machine learning algorithm that can be used for both classification and regression. But in this video, I will focus on classification, means support vector machine classification model, right? Now I talk about the intuition of SVM, right? SVM finds the best separating line known as hyperplane between different classes, right? Chooses the maximum margin between nearest points, support vectors. Okay, support vector is known as the critical data points that define the boundary. Okay, SVM works well in high dimensional spaces, right? SVM tries to find the best separating hyperplane if the data is linearly separable. This is a straight line, but if the data is complex, non-linear, SVM uses kernels like RBF to draw curved boundaries that can separate the classes better, right? Because the key idea behind SVM is simple, that tries to find out the best separating boundary known as hyperplane between different classes. If the data not linearly separable, SVM uses something known as kernel trick, which allows it to draw curved boundaries and separate complex data efficiently, right? Now we talk about the key features and real life example. Okay, works for linear and non-linear data via kernel trick. Popular kernels like linear, polynomial, RBF. In my today's video, I will use RBF kernel. Okay, very effective for medical data sets like breast cancer, text classification, image recognition, And today's focus, the binary classification of breast cancer dataset is concerned, which tumors are malignant and which are benign. Okay, actually today I will use breast cancer dataset to see how SVM classifies tumors as malignant tumor or benign tumors, right? The real life examples of SVM classifications like spam detection classifies emails as spam or not spam, cancer detection classifies tumors as malignant or benign, image recognition, handwritten digit classification, and also face detection identifying whether an image contains a face or not. Okay, so go to my Google Colab workspace. I will explain SVM classification model step by step. Okay, now I'm just with my Google Colab workspace and the program is already written in Python language, and I put the file name svm.ipynb. okay, so as we already know, because in previous video I have discussed lots of machine learning code. For core steps of machine learning task is concerned, they contain lots of steps. So first step is that import libraries, means import the module. So at first we use the numpy. Why? Because for the data manipulation and the analysis. Matplotlib, pyplot and seaborn, this particular module used for visualization of the data. Actually seaborn module creates beautiful, informative and statistical plots, right? And already know sklearn, this module needs for machine learning tasks, right? And second step is the load data set. So here I am already told I am using here breast cancer Wisconsin data set, which actually created by Dr. William Olberg. The data set contains 569 samples, means 569 patients breast tumor biopsy report. Okay, and this dataset was generated between 1980 to 1990. Okay, and there have 30 input features and target values are 2, means the dataset actually classified into 2 classes. One is the malignant and that is benign tumor. Okay, so we have used this breast cancer dataset which is already included within this sklearn module, right? After that we just distinguish the capital X and small y, means the input feature and the output values or target value, and then we just print the shape of the dataset, which is actually the 569 cross 30, and the target classes already told, only 2, malignant and benign. Okay, malignant is recognized by class 0 and benign recognized by class 1. Okay, and after that we use the train_test_split, this function to split the dataset into training and testing is concerned, and we divide or split the data into 0.3 size is concerned, means 70% for training and 30% for testing. And already know x_train for the input feature for training, x_test means input feature for the testing, which is actually the unseen data. y_train is a output value for the training, and y_test output values for the testing. And the arguments are the input feature x, output values, then already told whatever the splitting size 70/30, and we use again random_state equal to 42, means ensure the same split for the dataset, means ensure the reproducibility of the result, right? And then we train the SVM model. So we are using here support vector machine classification model, so that's why its name SVC. Okay, so we are creating SVM classifier with RBF kernel, and see this value is 2 and the gamma, and set to the value scale. This tells the model to look for flexible carved decision boundary, right? So kernel equal to RBF means what? Because RBF kernel handle non-linear complex data. C equal to 2, so this is actually used for the regularization parameter, and gamma equal to scale this value means which is sensible for default RBF. Okay, and then we use this fit method, means we are train the model using the training data set. Okay, and then we predict on the unseen input features we are sent, and we predict some value from there, and then we evaluate the model using these three different functions: confusion underscore matrix, classification underscore report, accuracy underscore score, and it takes an argument the true output value with the predicted output value. So they will compare with that how the model perform and what will be the output of the accuracy and what will be the output for the model is concerned. So they will be evaluate the model on that basis, right? And then we go for the visualization using PCA. PCA means principal component analysis, is a dimensionality reduction technique. Okay, actually what happened for this 30 features is concerned, it's very difficult to plot this 30 features directly. So in that case we use this PCA technique, and it reduces this 30 features to 2 features. Actually PCA creates 2 new synthetic features. One is PCA feature 1, other is PCA feature 2, right? And then we can draw the 2D graph on that 2 features is concerned. Whatever the PCA creates new synthetic features, we can plot in 2D graph, right? So that's why we need this PCA for 2D projection, right? So for that case we use this n underscore components equal to 2, because we are reduce the 30 features to 2 features. That's why the value is 2. And after we use this fit underscore transforms, that means we are transforming this 30 features to 2 features. Okay, and after again we split the total samples, the 569 samples, but we take only the 2 features, not for the random. Whatever the transformation we get in the some synthetic feature is concerned, 2 synthetic features, on that basis it will be going on. So training and testing, the splitting for training and testing is again done after the transformation. So in that case same way, x underscore train underscore PCA for the input feature for the training, x underscore test underscore PCA for input feature for the testing. In that way for the output features for training and the testing is concerned. Same way the split is 70-30, and same random underscore state equal to 42 means ensure the progressivity of the result. And the same way we again use another SVC, means another SVM classifier, and same way we just use this model and then train the model using 2 features, PCA feature 1 and PCA feature 2, which actually transform from 30 features to 2 features, right? And then what we do, now then we create the decision boundary grid. Why? Because here we create a grid over the 2D space, and we can draw the decision boundary between malignant and benign tumors, right? So that's why we do this code. Here we plot the decision boundary as shaded region and overlay, and the actual tumor data points with color showing malignant and benign classes. So in that case we use this different method, and then whatever the 2D graph have the title SVM classification breast cancer dataset with PCA, and X level is PCA feature 1, already told is a synthetic feature actually, and Y level is a PCA feature 2. Okay, and then if we just run this code, just click on this button, it will take some time and it will generate the result on that basis. So it will take some time because it will train the model and then it will generate the result on that basis, because we want to plot this malignant and the benign tumors, right? So at first the dataset set is already told, the sample for breast cancer dataset 569 samples are there and 30 features are there, like tumor texture, size, etc. And target classes already told, only 2, malignant and benign. And this is the output of the confusion matrix. These rows are actually the true malignant, true benign, the column are the predicted malignant and predicted benign. So this position 54 means 54 samples from the malignant are correctly predicted as malignant class. This position 9 means 9 samples from the malignant class are predicted as benign class. 1 samples from the benign class are predicted as malignant class, and 107 samples from the benign class are correctly predicted as benign class. That means out of 171 samples, SVM classifies accurately 161. So that means the accuracy is near about 94%. So the model is excellent for medical data set is concerned, right? And after that, the classification report is given. So precision, recall, F1 score, in that way all the values are given, and the accuracy, this function told 0.9415 means near about 1, means the model works perfectly, right? And now this is the graph, this is the SVM classification, the breast cancer data set with PCA. The x-axis is the PCA feature 1 and y-axis is the PCA feature 2. So what happened, the dots, this dots is given, so dots are the actual tumor data, blue for the malignant and this salmon for the benign, and the shaded region, whatever the shaded regions in the background show how the SVM classifier separates these two classes, right? And if a new data point falls into the blue region, so the model will classify it is as a malignant, and if it falls into the salmon region, so it will classify as a benign. So in that way it will classify it, and just see this is a curve. The SVM is powerful because it not only finds the best boundaries, also uses kernel trick to handle complex and non-linear data, right? So in this graph the boundaries looks curved because we are using RBF kernel which handles non-linear separation, right? So in this code we are using 2 times SVC, right? At first we train the SVM on all 30 original features, right? Then we use PCA. Why? For reductions, for the transformations from 30 features to 2 features for the synthetic feature is concerned, because the PCA creates new synthetic features, PCA feature 1 and PCA feature 2, okay? And then again we use the second SVC. Why? Only to visualize the boundaries, right? I hope you have understood today's video. Today's video is very simple, how SVM classifies malignant tumor or benign tumor, right? So that case we are using here support vector machine classification model, right? So if you have some doubts for today's video is concerned, just write in the comment section. I will try to solve this problem. Those who are still not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. Keep watching Technical Arcane for more videos. If you like this video, please share it more and more, and keep watching because more AI ML video will come very soon. So today up to this. Thank you and bye bye.